Hey everyone, this is Wassup Flobo episode 105. I keep saying this, but I really don't believe how many episodes we've done. I know during the quarantine, the original lockdown, we're doing 3 times a week, and that shifted a bit. But I still wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for checking out all these episodes and hitting me up with your comments and everything. And before I get into today's topic, I just want to say do yourselves a favor and check out nonamenerd.com. No Name Nerd is a site that I'm having a working relationship with. You can get yourself a video game jersey, a nerd mask, and other cool merchandise. Go to nonamenerd.com and use the promo code Flobito for a discount. Um, so I do a lot of things. Even though I feel like I don't, people have told me, hey, Flobo, you do a lot of things. And when they somehow come across a show that I'm on or an event I'm guest hosting on, when it comes time to talk about where to find me, a lot of folks have said I am way too fast, and I want to give a shout out to Susan who reached out to me over the weekend and was like, "Honey, baby, boo boo, cha cha, what are you doing? What are you doing?" So allow myself to brag about myself. On this episode, I'm going to go through everything I'm doing, hopefully at a pace that's easy to understand. I am a fast talker. That's the way I've always been. Not only was I born and raised in New York City, where we talk fast, I was also the youngest child in the household where I was cut off a lot, and so I was trained to speak really fast. It's something I struggle with, and I try to do this to help me with that. But I want to say that if you guys want to hear what I'm working on and where you can find my stuff, this is the video. So let's start. This is on YouTube. Wassup Flobo, and I'll get to that a little bit later, is my original vlog series. Started off last November to December. I was home alone in the midst of a transition, having half of my apartment back to myself again. Lonely. And I decided, well, why not I just flip up the camera and talk about things I've seen, things I've done, things that are on my mind. And even though compared to all the other things that I do, this show is the most loosey goosey, it's still considered the flagship. Wassup Flobo and After Hours, those two shows are considered the flagship because that's what really was the start of this digital push. I have content on, I've been doing content since 2001, but the YouTube page really came into its own in November and December 2019. I remember making content days, wearing like 2 hoodies because it was cold in my apartment. It's like, I gotta make it happen. I gotta do it. If I was working for a company, I would have to go to work. And so that's where most things go down. YouTube.com/FloboBoyce. Subscribe if you haven't already, and you pretty much will have a good idea of what I'm working on. I am also on Twitch. If you're not familiar with Twitch, it's a place where originally it's for gamers, a place where gamers can stream video games and other content like that. But it's kind of growing into its own deal. It's growing into talk shows, into cooking shows. I know a friend who does art sketches on her Twitch page. I have 38 followers. I'm trying to go for 50. If you are on my Twitch page, Twitch TV/Flobo Boyce, you'll see some of the other shows that I syndicate, like my talk shows, like Wassup Flobo and all those other things. But I do dabble in some games. I play FIFA. I'm a really big Rocket League person. Even if you don't really are active on Twitch, if you have an account, roll through twitch.tv/Flobo Boyce. Drop me a follow, man. Just help the homie out. I know times are hard, and I'll show you ways that you can help donate monetarily, financially, spiritually. But if you can't do all that, you just want to be a social friend, just like a brother on Twitch. You know that the more people that are aware or in tune with the platforms I'm on, hopefully that helps to build an audience. So, video game voiceovers, my talk shows, twitch.tv/Flobo Boyce. With my social media pushes, I always used to say at the end of every show, you can follow me at Flobo Boyce on Twitter, at Flobito on Instagram. And I tried for years to get at Flobito over at Twitter, but that's taken. And there's a little typo here in this banner here. But I am at Flobo Boyce on both Twitter and Instagram. At Flobo Boyce on Instagram is fairly new. I got it about a month ago, so it's kind of private still, trying to build up content for at Flobo Boyce. But at Flobito, not .com, at Flobito on Instagram, that's like the main Instagram account. That's like the hodgepodge. My comedy shows stuff is there when I do comedy. Things are going on, my selfies. Sometimes I do DJ, wedding DJ content there. So at Flobito on Instagram, at Flobo Boyce on Instagram, and at Flobo Boyce on Twitter. Those are the social media places. Facebook.com/FFloboBoyce is where my Facebook page, if you are a Facebook page person. And the reason why there was a typo was that the website, Flobito.com, was a website for the past, I want to say, 10 years. It's grown in many iterations. For a while, it was a blog about being in Southern California as an East Coaster. It evolved into short stories when I was going to my author phase, which I'll discuss in a second. But I made a commitment by accident because someone misheard what I said. Christian Blatt, he was a guest on one of my shows, that I said new content every week. And so I said it, and I decided to keep myself in tune with that. So every Wednesday I'll do a post on flobito.com. If you want to book me as a master of ceremonies or a DJ, that's where you do it. Flobito.com. New content every Wednesday. Learn more about all my other projects are on that site as well. If you are a person that reads, if you're a book person, there was a phase in my life, my 20s, where I was an avid writer. Currently, I have 2 novellas, 3 short story and poetry collections, 1 comic book, 1 graphic novel, and 1 anthology series I was a part of. So if you want to go into Amazon Books or Barnes & Noble Books and put down F.Flobo Boyce, which was a compromise at the time because I go by Flobo, who I have my entire life. It is not my legal name. As a compromise to my mom at the time, who did like the fact I was calling myself Flobo, I put the other F. as a nod to the name she gave me. So yeah, if you go to Amazon, under F. Flobo Boyce, you'll see my collection, Mass Transit, By the Ounce and Other Tales, The Indelible Silver Streak, Legacy, yeah, they're 2 different books. Silver Streak and The Indelible Silver Streak are 2 different things. Pay the Vig, High Desert Run, all the bibliography is there. So check it out over at Amazon. Just type in F.Flobo Boyce, or you can put Flobo Boyce, but all my other stuff flows into that too. As a comedian, I've been doing comedy for 6 years this month. It's an anniversary there. Hopefully it comes back. And currently I have a couple of my comedic expressions, albums, if you will. One's an EP, about 25 minutes. That one's called Cookies and Beer. And my feature length, my full length, the 45 minute to an hour one is called American for Now. It's available wherever you stream. I prefer Spotify. I'm a Spotify guy. If you want to hear comedy from yours truly, iTunes will have it. Amazon Music Unlimited has it. I think Tidal has it as well, although I don't know anyone that has Tidal to vouch for it. Not throwing shade, I'm just saying. But my comedy albums are available. Cookies and Beer and American for Now, wherever you get your comedy fix. Again, I'm a Spotify guy. I can vouch for that. That's the one I use when I show people links and stuff like that. But not to be left alone, this year in quarantine, I tried my first ever comedy single. I didn't have any comedy shows to get to. I was feeling myself in a way, being in quarantine, not having anyone to talk to, but having the luxuries of a fully stocked fridge. It was like the minimum security prison vibe. So I kind of brought that into this concept of a guy being in the club by himself. Alone in the Club is a comedy single. It's musical. I rap and I do spoken word over a Latin pop beat. It too is available on Spotify and Tidal and Apple. It used to be called iTunes. I think it's Apple Music now is the name they're going with. But the song is called Alone in the Club. It's pink writing on a black square. If you miss it, it's your boy Flobo. That is my voice on the track. No, I didn't produce it, but people always say that I have. Check it out when you can. As far as digital shows, there is everyone who knows me knows I'm a giant wrestling fan. I have a NXT, which is like the WWE's third brand show after show. It's called Draped in Gold, where we combine NXT and its UK offshoot NXT UK news, match results, commentary. I do that in tandem with my partner in digital crime, Jack Farmer. That airs every Thursday afternoon, currently at 1 p.m. on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/FloboBoyce. So the NXT, the wrestling show, is called Draped in Gold. So if you're on YouTube and you put in Draped in Gold Flobo, then it comes up anyway. So that's another backwards way of doing it. But if you like the show, subscribe, follow, tell people about Draped in Gold and our wrestling commentary show. I am also a guest panelist on a show that I don't necessarily produce on or have any control or creatively, called the Everything Tournament, featuring Evan Mack and Heidi Mack, and also Jack Farmer. That show airs on Evan Mack's Twitch pages, Twitch TV/Cocosina, or Heidi Mack's Twitch pages at Twitch TV/DePino Mac. Every Tuesday, 4:30. It's like a giant pop culture tournament. We do commentary about it, like movies versus TV shows versus food versus locations versus languages versus luxury items. We had the Rolls Royce against French toast. There we go. It was like French toast against the Rolls Royce. You had to see which one can you live without, which one can't you live without. It's a fun game. It's a hybrid game. It's nonsensical, which makes it the most fun. It's very whose line is it anyway, as far as how zany it is. It's called the Everything Tournament. Check it out every Tuesday evening or afternoon, depending on what time zone, at twitch.tv/Cocosina. That's COCOACENA. So you're watching this on Wassup Flobo. This is the flagship show. But about 2 months ago, which I can't believe it was so long ago, I decided to offshoot that, thanks to my brother for the idea, on a show called Wassup Flobo Afterhours. So whereas on this show we sit, we chat about something that's going on in my life. It's about 5 minutes long. After Hours was supposed to be half an hour, but now it's like an hour, where I with some guests, we talk, we laugh, I ask them questions like we would in a coffee shop, ask them their opinions of things going on in the news and world around us. It's kind of like a talk show, kind of like a late night show, kind of like a what's happening with the boys type show. I won't say locker room talk, it has a whole other connotation, but it's a lot more loosey-goosey than everything I'll do. Trying to see how I can bring some variety elements to it, so it's been a lot of fun. A cool experiment. Monday nights, 10 p.m. Pacific, and streams live on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Facebook. So on youtube.com/FloboBoyce, at twitch.tv/FloboBoyce, and at facebook.com/FFloboBoyce. The Wassup Flobo After Hours streams live every Monday night, 10 p.m. Pacific. A lot of fun. Had some great guests on that show as well. Now, if you're looking for something different, if you're a creative person that has an idea, and you want to hear how other creatives have done it, if you always want to write a novel or become a painter or your own business person or a DJ, or you want it to be the best breakdancer ever, but you want some inspiration from how other people decided to make that jump, how they decided to go for it, New Amsterdam Radio is like a show that it has a separate branding, of course, but I love it just the same. New Amsterdam is a theoretical city full with creatives, those that have an idea, a spark in their mind, or citizens. And every Thursday morning, we sit down with someone who's doing the thing, whatever that thing may be. And if we can't get a guest, it's cool, because we talk about how what's happening in the world today can be adapted and twisted for our own benefits as creators. We had past solo episodes. We talked about Elon Musk's idea to drop the Cybertruck. What does that mean for creative about risk assessment? Or how the world is becoming more political. Does your work have to be more political to get noticed? I mean, these are questions we answer weekly on New Amsterdam Radio, newamsterdam.com. Welcome, citizen. The newest show I'm working on is called Flobo Saw on Netflix. Flobo Saw on Netflix is just what it sounds like. It's an after show for the shows that need after shows. You see, Netflix is a vast library of digital content. And sometimes Netflix after shows or review shows come in two categories. Either they're tackling the big event shows. Oh, there's a bunch of Tiger King shows, a bunch of Money Heist shows, or people sit down and watch something really obscure just to make fun of it. And I said, what about the things in the middle? What about the things that are good stuff, but are kind of small potatoes or small fries that no one's really going to talk about? And so I decided that every so often, I'm hoping twice a month, but this one has a loosest schedule, that I'll sit down and watch a documentary series or a stand-up comedy special. Those don't have after shows, and I'll tell you what I think and how I recommend it as a friend. I'm a film school graduate. There's a little bit of expertise there. And people who are subscribed to my Patreon, which I'll explain in a second, will get early access to Flobo Saw on Netflix, the show where your homeboy Flopito tells you what's popping on the red and black hashtag and chill. And the Patreon is where it's at. Patreon.com/FloboBoys. Look, I'll get into this a little bit more on our Friday episode about why this is important. But I'm a creative person, and 2020 has done a lot in for us. And I'll be honest with you, I decided to go down with the fight. And I am doing the shows that I love. I'm creating the content that I love because I don't know how this story is going to end or adapt or change. And what I've realized is pretty cool that there's other individuals, friends, family members have come forward and saying, how can I support you to create and build, to go on that path? Patreon.com/FloboBoys is a way for you to support what we're doing. Whether it is the new Amsterdam radio show where I get to find and book guests, whether it is upgrading equipment so I can have professional broadcast quality shows, whether it is just the motivation of saying these 3, 6, 7 people are counting on you to create the stuff and keep on pushing, Flopito. Patreon.com/FloboBoys is where to get bonus content. Unabridged interviews of New Amsterdam Radio are there. Bonus videos and content. I'll do a gig blog. All of my weddings that I work, I do a little write-up about how I felt during that day. That is exclusively on Patreon. And you get early access about 2 weeks before everyone else of Flobo Saw on Netflix. So if you're a patron subscriber, you get first crack at Flobo Saw on Netflix before anyone else over there on YouTube, which is pretty awesome. And lastly, hey, I'm a DJ. My day job, I'm still self-employed. My day job is still weekends and nights. I am a wedding DJ, host, keynote speaker, and master of ceremonies in the Southern California area. You can follow my Instagram at DJ Flobito, where you can really drill deep and see the events I've worked, my tools I use, my personality. And if you're ready to book, flobito.com, FLOBITO.com, so you can book me to be your wedding DJ or your bar mitzvah DJ or the host of your corporate event, or we could do a virtual consultation to see how I can best fit your needs. That is what I do. That's my day job, in addition to all the digital stuff that I am and I'm working on. That was a lot longer than I thought it would be, but it's only fair that I give you everything, and hopefully you can follow me on those platforms. Now you're probably telling yourself, hey, if I want to support you financially, what's the best way to do it? Patreon.com/FloboBoys. Hey, I'm sort of tech savvy, but I don't know how to support you. Twitch.tv/FloboBoys. Just become a follower on that platform. That's the one audience I really want to grow critically. But if you're just like, look, bro, you're cool, you're doing the thing that you're doing, but I don't know. Look, I don't have a platform. I'm just a regular guy. If you find something that makes you laugh or smile or you enjoy or makes you nod and go, "Da Flobo, he's right. He's right." Just share it on your social media. Tag me. Be like, this guy's crazy. Book him. He should be president. Something. We're going to make this revolution happen. We're going to get more people on board, more people that haven't even seen the content I'm doing to see what I can do. And lastly, New Amsterdam Radio. If you want something a little bit more grown and sophisticated, New Amsterdam Radio is where I ask the tougher questions to creative people about their journey, about how they decide to do what they do. Now, we're at the end of the video. This is where I usually end by telling you where to follow me, but I've already done that. So I'll do it again anyway. Listen, you can follow me at FloboBoys on Twitter, at FloboBoys on Instagram, and Flopito.com. And if you want to support the homie with merchandise, flobito.threadless.com. We have shirts, stickers, mugs, all that great stuff. Just whatever you can. Whatever you can, because we're in it together. And until next time, until Friday, where I go more in detail on the Patreon, this has been Flobito saying, what's up, Flobo?